And back to our breaking news now. The Coast Guard searching for a plane. Again, it went down 23 miles east of Palm Beach.
According to FlightAware, this plane took off from Lantana Airport. It appears to have hit a storm, as we shared with you earlier. It was heading to Marsh Harbor in the Bahamas. The Coast Guard, we understand, reporting that 2 people were on board that plane.
And according to FlightAware, the single-engine plane, again, took off around 1 o'clock this afternoon. It was scheduled to land in the Bahamas at 2:15. According to the Coast Guard, the plane is a Piper Saratoga, plane number N3016L. And according to FlightAware, it has made this trip from Lantana to the Bahamas 4 times in the past 2 weeks. We don't know if weather played a role at this point. We do know there were some strong storms off the coast, of course, along the flight path of that plane. So Steve Weigel joining us now to explain what the pilot might have encountered.
Yeah, and those storms were at the same time they were making the crossing over to the Bahamas. Here's a look at the radar in the last few hours, and storms fired up over the Gulf Stream between about 1 and 3 o'clock this afternoon and slowly drifted toward the north. Those are those red areas on the map. Let me go back a frame. I want to show you as perspective here. Lantana, we all know where that is. Marsh Harbor is in the far eastern Bahamas and the Abacos, and that trip, of course, is a little under 200 miles to fly. Here's a look at the radar in the last few hours, and those storms, as they pushed north, worked across the Gulf Stream and would have been in the path of this, so the weather conditions would not have been favorable for this. There's a timeline there and a distance off the coastline, so almost halfway to Freeport and West End off the coast of West Palm and the Lantana area. So a busy weather day. I'm not sure if this had anything to do with this, this plane issue, but it certainly could have played a part because of the storms that were out there.
Steve, thanks so much. We want to continue our coverage now. We have several crews, as we said, following this. And let's go to Ann Sterling right now. She's been in Lantana,
She has all afternoon. Ann, what can you tell us?
Yeah, I've been listening to your coverage, and according to FlightAware, the single-engine plane did take off from the airport right here in Lantana. We are live here on the scene right now. Took off from this airport here in Lantana at 1 o'clock this afternoon, scheduled to head to the Bahamas and land in the Bahamas at 2:15. The Coast Guard just releasing a press release a few minutes ago confirming 2 people were on board this plane. And right now we know the Coast Guard is searching off the Palm Beach coast, 23 miles off the Palm Beach coast at this point. I know that you guys gave a little bit of information about the plane. Here is what we know from here. The plane number is N3016L. It is registered to Simmons Pet Properties. I was just speaking to some of the people that work here at Lantana Airport a few minutes ago while you guys were doing your coverage there back at the studio. They said they do believe the plane did take off from here at 1 o'clock at a hangar that is just to the left of me. So at the next scene, that's where we will head to find out if anyone is over there. But again, we have just learned it is registered to Simmons Pet Properties. And according to FlightAware, this plane has taken off from here in Lantana and gone to the Bahamas back and forth 4 times in the past 2 weeks. We will continue to update you any information that we get here from Lantana and bring it to you live as soon as we get it. Reporting live, Ann Sterling, WPTV News Channel 5.
So as Ann stays there in Lantana and works that angle of the story for us, we have other crews out in the field as well. And our Andrew Lothholm, he is in Riviera Beach tonight at the Coast Guard station there. Andrew, what can you tell us that you've learned from there?
Yeah, we know that 2 watercraft left from this Lake Worth Inlet station to assist in this search. A Coast Guard cutter and a medium response boat is what they call it. And down in Miami, from their station down there, a helicopter left from there. And actually just got a text from the sheriff's office. They are also assisting. They tell me that they're using boats to assist the Coast Guard in that search 23 miles off the coast here. We're live in Riviera Beach. Andrew Lothholm, WPTV News Channel 5.
Andrew, thank you. And so our crews will continue working this still breaking and developing story this evening. We have a reporter, meanwhile, digging deeper into just who was on board and their possible ties to our area. Ann Sterling touching on that just a moment ago. Another reporter, meanwhile, you've heard from Andrew Lothholm. We have a crew there at the Coast Guard station. Any new details that we find this evening, we'll pass them along to you, both on air and online.